go to the bank, cash a check, and I put the other in my account.
So you did what? What was your plan for when you was getting ready to get out of it?
I sit down, I learned how to figure my check exactly to a penny. When I went and picked up my check, and I told them how much I wanted out of it, I sit down on my calculator, add machine before I left, and figured to exactly penny.
How many years?
5 years.
5 years you saved up with your plan, and you dealt with what he was doing, and you just said, I'm going to...
Stayed home, seen up my kids, got ready for school, church, whatever they was in, school functions, got them there the best way I could.
Because you had a plan.
Yeah. Stayed home with them, buy them games where they can watch on TV. Different little toys, games like Uno and Trouble and all that. Yeah, just a stack of games. I stayed home at night, played games with them.
So it wasn't that you decided you're going to put up with it and accept it. You just said...
I was making a plan.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then you got your own place.
Yeah. No, I didn't. Yeah, I had my own place. I just paid for it.
Okay.
About 5 years paid for it. Just before I got paid for it, he told me, he said, me and you need to go to the courthouse. I said, why? He said, put my name on this property. I said, no. I had to borrow the down payment and buy it myself. And I paid, you never paid a payment. He said, you wasn't going to help on no down payment. I said, oh, you wasn't going to live in this old raggedy house. So I paid in it.
It was a raggedy house, but it was home, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it wasn't raggedy when I got through with it.
That's what I'm talking about,
Nice
girl.
house, cause I took my money what I could. I redid the kitchen. I put the kitchen sink in it. Knocked out a wall or two.
And you bought a Queen Anne living room suit too, didn't you?
Yes. And when I moved, it looked brand new.
You saved up for that though, didn't you?
I worked 3 months with no off day, and I paid cash for it.
For a Queen Anne living room
And
set.
2 chairs and match.
Woo!
And I said,
And you didn't miss. You got awarded at your job too at Paper Mill.
I'm not missing a day for 10 days.
10 years. 10 years straight of not missing a day, and that was swing shift.
The only time I did miss was when I had the flu real bad. And I had one with the flu.
And that was after the 10-year mark.
But after 10-year mark, they gave everybody a dinner for not missing any days. And I said, I didn't get an invite. They said, well, you missed 3 days. See, they had a 3-day funeral leave. And my mama passed. And they counted me absent for my 3-day funeral leave.
Yeah.
So every time they invite me to a dinner, I still kept getting invited for dinner, not missed. But just because they had it on my record.
That was. This lady said, baby, she applauds you. She said, back then, she said she's divorced 2 husbands. And her family and other people looked at her a certain way and kind of, made it like it wasn't a proper thing to do. She said, so what was your experience?
They told me it was a sin. They didn't believe in divorce. I got to thinking one day, I said, they told me to do right, treat people right. If they mistreat me, ignore them. So I mistreated them. They kept treating me worse. And so
how did it go for family and people around? Because they used to say women couldn't leave a man
Yeah, they said, if you leave a man, they would say you left him because you want a man. But they would run around and they was pedophile. They was after little girls and taking away, leaving their wife, getting them a bunch of kids, leaving them for little young girls. And then them girls put them down, they leave them, go try to get another one. So I said, I know God, if he did say it's a sin, he didn't mean for no woman to be treated like that. I said, you don't go nowhere but to work back home. And I said, when you hit the door, you're cooking, bathing your kids where your babysitter wouldn't clean them up. And they're cooking supper, feeding their snacks, but them carry the babysitter the next day and they clean clothes, changing clothes, but they never change the clothes.
Because I remember you telling me something that your mama said to you one time, like she wanted you to stay in the marriage.
Yeah. I said, do you want me to kill him? She said, no, you better leave well enough alone. I done raised 5 kids by myself. That's what he married me for. He made me do it all. And I said, when you come home one day, he ain't gonna have no wife. I'm gonna take
So your mama wasn't insisting for you to leave it first.
No.
She wanted you to to stay.
When I told her what I felt about it, I said, left and keep him killing him. She shut up and said another word. She never said another word.
Okay.
She got to noticing things. One day she told him, said, please don't hurt my daughter. If you don't want to send her back home. Yeah. I go through hell and high water. If I want to go somewhere and party, I'm going.
So he had a baby on you and thought he was going to tell you what to do?
Hell yeah. I told him to get out. But people tell me you stay gone all the time, calling you whores and everything. So tell them you got the best damn whore it is. I said, who talking about the whores that you run around with?
The haters.
Yeah, I said, tell me you got the best damn whore. And hell yeah, I'm going to go when I want to go out and party. Around Matt and Margie, when they go party, they better not leave me. I said, if they ain't got no way, I'm going to take them. And I did.
So you set him free, but he didn't want to accept it.
Yeah.
He still wanted to control you, Granny.
Yeah, still.
Why he go get a lawyer? To stop the divorce?
To take my house away from me because I was divorcing.
Oh. Okay.
See, cause
I'm sorry.
not long before I divorced him, he said, we got to go to courthouse. I said, what for? You ain't got my name as property. I said, it ain't going to be on there. Remember, I asked you to help me pay the down payment. You wouldn't do it, and I had to borrow the money and pay the down payment.
Mm-hmm.
And you never made one payment on it. And you needed me to pay to fix it up. I had to borrow the money and pay it to the banks and have it redone. And you didn't help me to spend one penny on it. So you didn't want this whole house.
Yeah.
I said, your name ain't going to be on it either. Because you didn't want to remember.
You put your foot down.
Yeah. He went over there, and I laughed when Joyce told me. But he still don't know Joyce told him. The lawyer called me and said, you were going to get your divorce. I told you you'd be divorced in 30 days. Said, but it's going to take 60. Said, reason why your ex is fighting it, but you still going to get it. So me and Matt passed by there, and him and old Ebenezer was sitting back in there drinking coffee and laughing. Before court started. You didn't know Mama and Ebenezer was the best friend. Mama, he went duck hunting, and he always bring his ducks around.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I remember helping Mama clean them. And Mama gave me some and told me how to fix a duck dressing, and I ain't had no dressing that good since. I never remember how she told me. I said,
Oh,
I would have told you, yeah, I don't have any bring some duck, made up a duck dressing recipe and carried it to the They wouldn't know no better, no way.
So, Granny, when you got your divorce, was it a smooth sailing? Granddaddy signed it and went on, or was it was a hassle?
He didn't sign shit.
What happened? How was it? What?
He just come home and I was gone. And the next day I still was gone, and they served the divorce papers on like I told them to. So the next day I was still gone.
Yeah.
After 2 months I was still gone. Then he left. So I come back home then.
And that was before you got your own house, or he decided to come and try to barge in on your house?
No. He didn't come up there and try to barge in on nothing. I bought that house and had it redone and everything.
Yeah.
And him sitting up there saying he didn't have no money. So I just finally, when I got it paid for one day, I almost paid for about a payment too. And he said, we got to go to court. I said, what for? He said, you never did put my name in this house. I said, well, I asked you to buy it. Help me buy it and help me get the down payment. You said you wasn't buying nothing, because you wasn't going to live in this old house. So I bought it anyway and moved in it. And he moved in it, boys in. So I had kitchen cabinets put in there, and had running water put in there, and asked him for help. I ain't got nothing.
But you went to work and made a way.
I did it anyway. And so I put the sign around my house. It wouldn't help pay for that. You remember had that sign on the outside?
So,
it had old ragged porch with holes in it on the front. And I put a concrete porch like this on it, and the banister like this around it.
Yeah.
And had an old door next to John Wayne's, and he sat over in it, and all them old men hung over it. Every time you come out the front door and hang out your clothes, they were looking at you.
So
I had the door took out and had a little window put over there.
Yeah.
And I had a door made in the other side of my kitchen, and had a deck, a porch.
Yeah.
With bouncers around it.
So back then, y'all didn't have to go to court.
Huh?
Y'all didn't have to go to court for divorce back then?
Yeah, I had to go. And they said I had to have a witness.
Who was your witness?
Everybody, I'm scared to be mad. He'll be mad if I come there. So my oldest daughter, Angie, said, Mama, I'll go up and be a witness.
Okay.
But she said, you don't have to say nothing, just ask a witness to come on the stand. So they come up on the stand, raise your hand, and put your hand on the Bible, and blah, blah, blah. You go back down and sit down.
That's it.
Don't you know he still always held that against her? But he never did tell her, but other people knew it. So I never did tell her. So when she got in a band, she married, and after CO, and had her kids, I would say, Angie is trying to work now, and her husband is over in Korea, and she ain't got nobody to help out there. And I said, she needs some help. And I said, when I get my
So as you all been listening, Granny, you know, that first time after her divorce, she got that house. That house was like a little small building, like a little shack. I'm going to try to go through some photos and pull it up to stitch it in here to show you how that little house looked. But she wants you to see what she bought later on down the road in 1990 if she saved up. This is what she ended up getting. Because he didn't send money to her where she was with her husband. You took your checks. So what was you saying? You did what with your checks?
every week, I paid all my bills, and every penny was left that I didn't need for gas to go to work and food. I figured all that up, and I sent the whole amount to her. And my little grandson, when he got drunk and come visit me, got half drunk, he said, Granny, every weekend we were so glad to see folks man come. Because we knew we were going to have some money, gas to put in the car, and some money to go up in the city and sightsee and buy us some food. Yeah.
So you just decided to make sure you got the hours in, you know, as your appreciation to her for doing what she did for you and having to go through what she did with her father. But you made sure you filled up the void.
And she always took care of me too. When I worked long hours and I come home so sleepy I couldn't stay up, she'd tell me to write down all my bills and she'd go pay them for me if I was short. She finished paying with her own money. Yeah. Even if she didn't do it, I would have done it for her.
So after some time period, you know, the divorce got done. You know, she partaking, helping you with that part. And then after that, you and him just separated y'all ways.
Yeah.
No more conversation.
Well, he would come by and say he'd come in to see the kids. But he never did take up a lot of time with the kids when I was married to him. So I didn't want the kids to be mad at me and say that I stopped them speaking to their granddaddies. So
Okay.
for a while, I just let it go.
Right.
Then I thought, that's where the kids grown enough to go see him.
Yeah. Talking about the dad.
Yeah,
Okay.
he don't have to come over here.
So they, you just said you stop coming over here, they can come see you.
Yeah, I told him don't come up here anymore.
Okay.
Because I figured that everybody, you know how people like to gossip.
Yeah.
They want to say that I want him back. And he didn't come to see kids, he come to see me. So I told him don't come no more. I ain't mad at him.
Right.
I wasn't mad at him when I was married to him.
Right.
I just mad at him because we had different views and didn't agree on anything. And he didn't care. He was going his way or no way. So I just went on and lived like that. And I said, well, I'm just going to live like this, take care of my kids.
Yes.
And make sure they all grew up in the same house under the same roof together. I didn't want to move in with somebody that didn't have room for my 5 kids and split them up.
Oh. Potentially to wait till they were grown to make your move.
And make sure they're able to take care of themselves. And I told the boys, I said, I might not continue to college by myself. I said, take up your trade. And they can do everything now.
Yeah. Very smart.
Yeah, they're very smart in electricity, plumbing,
Building houses.
building houses, landscaping. They can
Putting
do-
cars together.
Yeah, they can tear a car up. And a man in Seattle asked my boy almost new Cadillac, so he can't get nobody to do the work for him.
Yeah.
So he agreed. He bought the motor,
Mm-hmm.
and my boy took it in the garage
Yeah.
and hung it up on some chains and lifted the whole car up
Okay.
so he can go under it. So I went out there one day to see what was going on. And I walked under the car, it wasn't nothing there, just a shell, no wheels, nothing.
Yeah.
And he took it and put it back together
Yeah.
and made it work. And the man said his wife was driving every day, said he drive better than he did when it was new.
Mm-hmm.
And he put that Cadillac back together. And I said, how in the world did he do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then one friend of mine told me, he said, both of those twins, he said, one of them can do anything to a car in the hood, and the other can do anything to a body.
Yeah.
He said, but they disagree with each other a lot. So he said if they were to work together, said both of them would be unstoppable.
Dynamite. Yeah.
Because they can fix anything and do anything.
And they've been like that since they were kids, and
Yeah, they would take all my stuff apart, clock anything to get your hand on a bicycle.
yeah.
I bought him a new bicycle to share with each other, and I drove it one day from work, and it was sitting on the porch with nothing, just a frame.
Yeah.
And all the nuts and bolts was in different containers.
Yeah. You sound real proud.
And I was so mad, and I said, I'm not going to have it fixed, and I'm not going to buy you nothing. And Lynn went to work. I pulled up in the yard, and next day the bicycle was sitting up there like brand new, like it was. We put it back together.
You made a comment to him saying, one day I'm going to come home.
And you're going to be singing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you live in a single man's life.
Mm-hmm.
So he left with his buddy and walked out the door. His buddy said, you ready to go? He said, yeah. When they come back and said, let's go, he would always go. And sometimes he would leave.
What'd he say when he left?
He said, ha, ha, ha.
And then you was like,
I'm going to have the last leg.
and that's how you came up with that. You did have the last laugh because
Yeah.
he did come home one day and you were gone.
I didn't ask him to pay nothing. He didn't offer. I just paid everything I could.
You was hurt, but you was calm
Yeah.
because you had your plan.
Yeah, because I knew I didn't have no help and I had to do it myself. But I refused. I said, I'm not going to live this kind of life all my life.
I'm
So
proud
I
of
told
you.
him, I said, okay. I said, one day, I said, you done wasted 20 years of my life. And I said, I feel like I have 20 good years left.
Woo!
And so I'm going to make sure you don't waste them. So he said, ha, ha, ha.
But you got make sure you was determined for that last
So he come
laugh.
home one day. I was on evening shift. He got that morning, went to work. So then the next day I worked at day shift.
Mm-hmm.
They would swing our shifts a lot, or work us over. So I was coming home, the sun was shining, it was warm, a pretty summer day. When I got to in the middle of town to make the turn to go home,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't turn. I said, I'm going straight to the attorney's office.
Straight to the attorney.
And I had first, I counted up my money.
Yeah.
I was broke every week. The reason I was, I put what was left in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
I rented me a bank. At the bank, I ran my own box at the bank.
Yeah.
And so when I cashed my check,
Yeah.
I told them that I didn't want all the money back. I want to open an account.
Yeah.
They asked me the address. I gave the address at the account.
Yeah.
At the bank.
Okay.
So he wouldn't see it.
Uh-huh.
He told me one time I was going to have to start bringing my checks to home showing to him.
Oh. You was gonna try to control your money.
Well, I would just come home and throw my check stuff down on the table somewhere to throw it away, but I never did think nothing about it.
You're right.
And he said that. So every time I go get my money out of the bank,
Yeah.
I would tear up the check stub and throw it out the window on the way home.
Look at you out the window.
Yeah, but he never did say nothing to me about it no more though.
Okay.
Guess he knew I was doing something on purpose. He didn't know I was doing that. So the room I got that I done left him for another man.
Yeah. But you knew better.
Yeah, I said, where'd she go? I said, she done left with another man. So I know she didn't leave, couldn't go, because she won't come back home. My mama, she didn't believe in divorce.
Yeah.
So she said, he'd come by my house every day. Won't know when you come home. I said, Mama, tell him when he leave. That's all. I said, I ain't coming back. And she said, where you staying? I said, I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah.
Because you'll feel sorry for him and you'll tell him.
Your mama.
And he'll come and try to worry me and threaten me if I don't come back home.
And you just wanted peace. You
Yeah.
weren't for no arguing, fussing, fighting. You was done. You done seen too much for too
And I
long.
wasn't leaving for another man either. And I hadn't married.
You
since.
left for yourself.
I have peace ever since. So then one of my friends drove up from out of town and said, Vera, I hunted you down. So I'm glad to catch you. She said, you wasn't at home. I come to your mama's. I was going to my mama's house.
Mm-hmm.
She hollered outside and told her to ride to wait on her. I'll be right back out. She said, I come to tell you one thing. He worked down in the town where I live.
Mm-hmm.
Said, him and his friends said, they don't never, when they get out of work, they don't never come home. And she said, he down there putting out that you left with another man because you didn't have no money.
He didn't have the guts to accept that it wasn't. He wanted to have to look good to say it was something else, huh?
Yeah, and he told my mom he was a good man.
Granddaddy.
He don't know why I left. And my mama, she wanted me to go back home. I said, no, I'm not going back, never. I said, I told you when my kids were little, they let me come home.
Was that the first time you was really comfortable going against what your mama believed in or said?
Yeah, I've been married a little over 2 years. I said, Mama, I want to come back home. And Mama said, no, you done moved out and married and got 2 kids. He said, you need to stay with, said, nobody gonna help raise your kids like their daddy.
So you was about 18 then?
I was 17 when I got pregnant.
Right. So back then it wasn't no kind of easy going, especially how it is
No,
now.
I didn't have no help. My mama and daddy, they barely could take care of us.
But see, that was also a part of them.
And I helped mama and daddy when I was working.
Yeah.
We always helped mom. We got old enough work. We helped them. I asked them, did you have any birthday? I said, no, we don't have anything. Ooh, yeah.
But why the white population wasn't having, or the wealthy wasn't having them like that? Most black women in y'all time period, y'all had 10, 12, 13, a long line of kids.
Yeah. 19.
Mm-hmm.
I know one woman, she worked hard and she was a pretty lady too to have 19 kids. And she worked hard till she died.
Mm-hmm.
She was an older lady. She was older than me. And I always thought she was the prettiest woman. How could she have 19 kids? But she stayed regardless.
Yeah.
Wasn't no perfect marriage. And also his girlfriend had almost 19 too.
Oh, he had a girlfriend.
Yeah. They get out and work and get paid. Some men wouldn't even come home. They go to the girlfriend.
And that's what you discovered, that there was a child about the same age as your kids. So he had a girlfriend with kids too. Your ex-husband.
Yeah, ever since I've been married.
Yeah.
So he the one told me. They were expecting her to die, but they're gonna save the son. I said, and I was about to have mine.
Yeah.
I said, you got the nerve to come tell me that this girl that you and you've been going together and she got I'm finna have my baby anytime and she done had a baby
Mm-hmm.
and that she might not live, but they think they can save the son. I said, does that mean that you want me to raise mine and hers too? I said, no. I said, you get out right now and go take your son if she die and raise your son.
Yeah.
I said, I want you to get out.
Yeah.
He wouldn't go. And my mama said, no, don't be calling no law on nobody. She let him stay there and help raise them kids.
Mm. Ooh-wee.
Black women have been through a whole lot.
Yeah.
Canned milk and a
She
can.
asked you, what type of milk did y'all use back then in your time, Granny,
breast,
of younger when you had children? And
breast milk. If they didn't have breast milk, they had the baby milk in a can.
so milk came in a can.
I can't think.
You know
of
where
the
it
name.
came from? Like, was it powdered milk?
No, it come out of a store.
Okay. So do you know, like, it was something that was produced from, like,
It was for babies.
so was it a formula or something from cow? Do you have any idea?
No, I don't have any idea where it was. It must have been some sort of formula.
Okay. And what did you use
What I used the formula in the can.
for your babies?
Because I had too many babies. I didn't have time to breastfeed.
Okay.
I had to take care of all of them, so I didn't have time to breastfeed breastfeed one and see after the other one.
Okay.
So I just had to. Seemed like to me we had a can, something called Infamil or something, if I remember right,
Okay.
in a can. And it was a formula in a can for babies.
Okay.
And but some women said their babies was allergic to it. It didn't do well with their baby, and they volunteered themselves and put the mixed up the powder milk and said it worked better.
Okay. So do you remember when you were a little girl then, what your mom or grandma and them were doing for
I
me?
know I'm a breastfed baby.
Okay.
All my sister and brother.
Okay. So that's what y'all had for sure back then before you became a mother. It was just breast milk.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
They couldn't afford milk if they did have it, cause
Not even milk.
no, they had to go cheap as they could, cause they didn't make nothing much, and they didn't get paid with anything much. A lot of times they would swap them stuff.
Swap it out. Trade.
Yeah, get them to work and then trade them something for working.
They knew what they was up to with that.
Yeah, they did.
They did that. They knew what they was up to something by just, hey, well, we'll trade something for some work
And so I begged Mama to let me have a job.
to keep you from getting ahead with cash and
'Cause
money.
I never could pick enough cotton. I just never could. So I wasn't making any money. I asked Mama, can I get a job? She said, when you get 13. So when I got 13, she let me babysit people that need babysitters. And one lady and her husband moved from out of town.
Hey, Dad.
Yes, ma'am.
Her husband, what?
And they paid me $2 a day to babysit. And it was more than my mama was making. Mama was making $1.50 a day. And so I wasn't happy with my babysitter. Mama said, well, you making more than I am. So you just pay me to babysit and I quit work. Because she was about 50 then.
Yeah, okay.
And so she quit work and kept my babies.
Thank you.
And so I paid her by what she was making to keep my babies.